therapeutic action of different classes of drugs. Antacids. Antacids are a type of medication that can control the acid levels in your stomach. Overproduction of acid in the stomach causes irritation and pain. In severe cases, even ulcers can develop in the stomach. Cause of hyperacidity. According to the latest discovery of a chemical, histamine stimulates the secretion of pepsin and hydrochloric acid in the stomach. The drug cimetidine, Tagamet, prevent the interaction of histamine with the receptors present in the stomach wall. This resulted in release of lesser amount of acid. Drug ranitidine, Zantac, is also used for the same purpose. Antihistamines, a drug or other compound that inhibits the physiological effects of histamine, are used especially in the treatment of allergies. Antihistamines work by altering the way cells are affected by a substance called histamine. Histamine is a chemical the immune system uses to help protect the body's cells against infection. Histamine is a potent vasodilator. Histamine is also responsible for the nasal congestion associated with common cold and allergic response to pollen. Synthetic drugs such as brompheniramine, Dimetapp, and terfenadine, Seldane, work as antihistamines. They interfere with the natural action of histamine by competing with histamine for binding sites of receptor where histamine exerts its effect. Neurologically active drugs. A tranquilizer is a drug that acts on the central nervous system and is used to calm, reduce anxiety, fear, tension, agitation, and related states of mental disturbance. Tranquilizers affect the message transfer mechanism from nerve to receptor. We have various types of tranquilizers. For example, noradrenaline, a neurotransmitter, plays a role in mood changes. If the level of noradrenaline is low for some reason, then the signal sending activity becomes low and the person suffers from depression. In such situations, antidepressant drugs are required. These drugs inhibit the enzymes which catalyze the degradation of noradrenaline, thus counteracting the effect of depression. Iproniazid and phenelzine are two such antidepressant drugs. Chlordiazepoxide and meprobamate are relatively mild tranquilizers suitable for relieving tension. Equanil is used in controlling depression and hypertension. Derivatives of barbituric acid such as veronal, amityl, nembutyl, luminal, and seconal are sleep-producing tranquilizers. Valium and serotonin are also used as tranquilizers. Analgesics. Analgesics are drugs used to relieve pain. Analgesics relieve pain either by blocking pain signals going to the brain or by interfering with the brain's interpretation of the signals without producing anesthesia or loss of consciousness. There are basically two kinds of analgesics: non-narcotics and narcotics. Non-narcotics analgesics. Aspirin and paracetamol, known in the US as acetaminophen, are most common non-narcotics analgesics. Aspirin blocks the synthesis of chemicals prostaglandins, which stimulate inflammation in the tissue and cause pain. These drugs are also used for reducing fever, antipyretic, and preventing platelet coagulation. Aspirin helps in prevention of heart attacks. Narcotic analgesics. These drugs are used to relieve pain and produce sleep. Morphine and its homologues, heroin and codeine, are narcotic analgesics. These analgesics are chiefly used for the relief of post-operative pain, cardiac pain, and pains of terminal cancer and in childbirth. Antimicrobials. A pathogen is anything that causes a disease. Pathogens include bacterium, example, bacterial meningitis or strep throat; virus, example, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C; fungus, example, athlete's foot. We come in contact with pathogens every day. Most of the time, our body's immune system destroys them before they can cause harm. An antimicrobial is an agent that kills microorganisms or inhibits the pathogenic action of microbes such as bacteria, antibacterial drugs, fungi, antifungal agents, virus, antiviral agents, or other parasites, antiparasitic drugs selectively. Antibiotics, antiseptics, and disinfectants are antimicrobial drugs. Antibiotics. An antibiotic refers to a substance produced wholly or partly by chemical synthesis, which in low concentrations inhibits the growth or destroys microorganisms by intervening in their metabolic processes. Arsphenamine, known as salvarsan, is used for treatment of syphilis. Antibiotics have either cidal, killing effect, or a static, inhibitory effect on microbes. A few examples of the two types of antibiotics are as follows: bactericidal, penicillin; aminoglycosides, ofloxacin; bacteriostatic, erythromycin, tetracycline, chloramphenicol. Antibiotics which kill or inhibit a wide range of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria are called broad-spectrum antibiotics. Medicine such as ampicillin, vancomycin, ofloxacin, chloramphenicol, and amoxicillin are broad-spectrum antibiotics. Antibiotics which are effective mainly against gram-positive or gram-negative bacteria are narrow-spectrum antibiotics. Penicillin G is a narrow-spectrum antibiotic. Chloramphenicol can be given orally in case of typhoid, dysentery, acute fever, certain form of urinary infections. Antiseptics and disinfectants. Antiseptics and disinfectants are the chemicals which either kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Antiseptics such as furacin, soframycin are applied to wounds, cuts, ulcers, and diseased skin surfaces. Most popular antiseptic Dettol is a mixture of chloroxylenol and terpineol. Soaps containing bithionol have antiseptic properties. 2-3% solution of iodine in alcohol-water mixture is known as tincture of iodine. It is applied on wounds. Iodoform is also used as an antiseptic for wounds. Dilute aqueous solution of boric acid is weak antiseptic for eyes. Disinfectants. Disinfectants are antimicrobial agents that are applied to non-living objects to destroy microorganisms that are living on the objects. Same substances can act as an antiseptic as well as disinfectant depending on its concentration. For example, 0.2% solution of phenol is an antiseptic, while its 1% solution is disinfectant. Chlorine in the concentration of 0.2 to 0.4 ppm in aqueous solution and sulfur dioxide in very low concentrations are disinfectants. Common household bleach, sodium hypochlorite solution, is used in the home to disinfect drains, toilets, and other surfaces. Anti-fertility drugs. Growing advances in technology with each coming year has affected humanity in many ways. A direct result of this has been increased lifespan and the growth of the population. The increased population has created many problems such as food resources, environmental issues, employment, etc. This has led to the concept of family planning. Birth control pills essentially contain a mixture of synthetic estrogen and progesterone derivatives. It is known that progesterone suppresses ovulation. Norethindrone, a synthetic progesterone derivative, is most widely used as anti-fertility drug. Drospirenone and ethinyl estradiol prevent ovulation, the release of an egg from an ovary, and also cause changes in your cervical and uterine lining, making it harder for sperm to reach the uterus and harder for a fertilized egg to attach to the uterus.